What's going on, peeps? Who's here? Waldrop, I see. Witzel, I see. Stanifer, I see. What's going on, my friends? Talking about a knee surgery. Yep. Talking about various surgeries. Looks like. Look, he made it. Yep, I did. We've met me, right? I was originally 5:30, and then I realized I could never make 5:30, so I switched it to 5:35. And it turns out that most of the time it's actually more like 5:37, 5:38. You'll have your stories in about 10 years. I've had some surgeries. I haven't had any surgeries for like, this is just what happens when you get old, but I've had some surgeries from like hurting myself or like things needing to go in. I broke my entire face one time. It's university. Actually, before I was in university, but I was at the university at a party. And you could tell. It's actually why I grew the beard, is to cover up my messed up face. No, that's not true. But yeah, I best diet ever, in case you're wondering. If you're ever trying to lose weight and you want to do whatever it's gonna take, smash your jaw, get them to get in there and wire it all back together, and then you need to keep it shut when it is like healing. So they wire it shut, and then all you can eat is like soup, broth, and milkshakes. And yeah, I lost a lot of weight over the 6 weeks that I couldn't eat food. A lot of weight. Oh. How is everybody today? I'm having a good day. I wasn't thinking that I was having a good day about halfway through. I'm sitting at the computer doing like administrative-y type work, doing business mic. And I was like, ugh, here I am sitting at the computer doing work, blah, blah, blah. Feeling kind of boo. And then I right before the show, I went to go get beer, as you do. And I'm driving down to go get beer, and here's a pod of orca whales just going by, just oop-a-doop-a-doo, and up in the street, just 100 yards off the shore, maybe a little more than that. No, about a football field off the shore. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, pod of orcas. It's like, yeah, you know what? As bad as it gets, at least you live here, where there's just spontaneously a pod of orcas just swimming by and you get to watch it. And immediately, it's weird because in one way I was like, oh, there's another pod of orcas, and there's people pulled over, there's people lined up along the way, like along the shore, just watching them and stuff. And in one part of my mind, I was like, come on, guys, seriously, like, have you never seen a pod of orcas before? And then immediately, as soon as I thought that, I was like, dude, maybe they haven't, and B, like, that's super cool, dude. Like, you realize that that's super cool, right? Like, and then I clicked back into like, yes, you live in a super awesome place, and that's cool. Deer, rabbits, squirrels, skunks. Yeah, I frequently have deer munching in my front yard, and raccoons like looking in my window up on my deck and stuff, like, but like whales too. Bears, we get black bears walking through the neighborhood sometimes. Like and like family of black bear, like mom and two pups, cubs, just like wandering across the street sometimes. Cool. I live in an awesome place. Don't leave your garbage out, but I live in an awesome place. Still undecided about whether or not I'm going to turn anything. I do have the pen mandolin and the pen press set up, and the blanks are made. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to open this box from Mr. Paul Waldrop. Seems like at this point we're on pace for a box from Paul Waldrop at least once a month on the show. Paul's a good friend of the show. We want a pen. Yeah, well, it's not about what you want, Doolin Moran Photography. It's I would say it's probable that I get to the pen. All right, we got more pen blanks. I see more pen blanks. There's a layer. The top layer is more pen blanks. What's this stuff? What's going on here, Paul? It's resin of some kind, I think. Is it just like swirly resin colors? Got a couple of those. Cool. That's cool. Just some random resin. Right on. Okay. Got some more stabilized stuff. That's a nice purple. That's gonna be rad. Some more green. Some more. We got some more. We got some more fake granite countertop. We got. That's fake countertop too. Who makes a countertop out of like bright ass red? Who's Mick? Welcome, Mick. I don't know why would you ever make, I mean, I guess it's not the only thing Corian's for, but that's what I think of when I think of Corian, is countertop. I would never make a bright red countertop though. We got some more. What is this? Spectraply? Stabilized Spectraply? That could be neat. We got some more yellow cedar burl. Got another one of these like random bits that are cut up and glued back together. Another one of these random scraps or random just specialty. That's not stabilized. It's green and yellow. Need to get on Paul's mailing list. Yeah, no doubt. Some more acrylic that it says on it. Ooh. Ooh. This is neat. That's oh, we got some Texas ironwood. We've got some Australian ironwood over here. Now we're gonna compare it to Texas ironwood. Well, that's walnut shells. I was wondering, there was like, looked like bits of something. Walnut shells in various colored acrylic epoxies. That's gonna be neat. A bunch more countertop. Oh, right, iron bark. This one's iron wood. That one's iron bark. Sorry. Bunch more countertop bits. Oh, the white marble looking countertop. Mango? That's super light. I didn't know mango was that light. Koa. And then we've got the contraption that he's made me, that he says is going to help me square up my blanks over on the belt sander, or the oscillating belt sander, instead of with the edge trimmer, because he's concerned for my safety. So he gave me instructions on how to use this. I will go over that before I try to use it. And I'm guessing that this is what I clamp that on with or something. I don't know. Right on. Thanks, Paul. Another whack of pen blanks. I live 15 minutes from Monterey Bay. World known. People come from around the world to see this place. Monterey Bay Aquarium, Pebble Beach, Carmel by the Sea, etc. And I don't even bother driving the 15 minutes to see it. Yeah, that's kind of like, like I said, in my head, it flashed for a second. Like, come on, people, like, move along. It's just whales. But then it's like, maybe take a second to appreciate what you have once in a while, and like recognize like the good things in life and whatever. And honestly, that's all it took for me today to be like, oh yeah, no, life is good, actually. Was just like, there's a pod of whales right there. Hey, whales. I always cut pen blanks out of scrap, so I have a ton. Too bad I don't make any pens. Why do you cut pen blanks out of your scrap if you don't make pens? Do you sell them? Because I guess that's worthwhile. I don't think I'd bother making pen blanks out of my scrap if I didn't make pens, though. Unless I was going to sell them. The overwhelming favorite during the voting portion of the week was the red Mallee Burl maple leaf. I have no idea why I do that. Okay, that's a practice making table saw cuts or whatever. So if we do a pen, I said do. We'll try this first. And if it explodes, because it wasn't a great barrel drill, it wandered a little bit. So we'll see if if I explode it, maybe I'll just sit down, or maybe we'll move on to something else. Oh, Tim B's back from Michigan. Welcome back, sir. Brought the guitar out. I know how much you guys like it when I bring the guitar out. The stuff I sent you will make you think, why did I ever barrel trim? Maybe. But like I said, I've never had a problem with the barrel trimmer. It's always worked just fine. And it's quick. And it's easy. So it's going to have to be quicker and easier to use that thing. In order for me to think that. Play some tunes. Hey, Tim B likes it when I play tunes. I got one. Pinnell's blown up a couple of banks with the barrel trimmer. I never have. Sometimes, depending on the wood, I might get a little bit of like tear out. But tear out in... Why am I got green all over me? A little bit of tear out in the end of a pen blank that's only going to have that much, and it's going to be in between like a pen part. He probably hasn't heard you yet. Go ahead, somebody do it for me. I don't want to be the one to say it all the time. I'm gonna wait. There you go. Stanifer is the worst. Oh, maybe it's my. Could be this that is getting green on my fingies. Maybe wash that instead of just leaving it hanging there. Any thoughts on any type of build video coming up? It's been a while since you made it. Yes, it's true. I have 1.5 build videos recorded. I'm fighting with my video editing software, and I am in the middle of a big plywood case dealie that's being recorded, and the mallet build down in Tyler's shop that's for the giveaway, the 5,000 subscriber giveaway, has been recorded, and partially the guitar build has some content recorded for it, and this, like I said, this big plywood case dealy thing that I'm working on right now is being recorded. So yeah, there will be a Lawnmower Detective. Hey, thanks, man. Keep up the great work. I enjoy all your work. Thanks very much. See, some people appreciate me. Shut up, Stanifer. The Macromore, the sideboard. The sideboard is, yeah, you probably weren't here when I was talking about the sideboard probably not being in the cards this year, because I don't have a place for it anymore, because the original place it was gonna go, when COVID happened and we had to do homeschool, we set up that wall with a desk for Boy to be doing his schoolwork at. And we kind of like him being able to have a desk there to do homework and stuff at in the living room. So the spot that the sideboard was going to go doesn't exist anymore. But there's possible renovation happening to that area of the house that might open up another wall that we can do some rearranging and possibly put the sideboard in, if we end up deciding that this is the house we want to live in for the next 5 or more years. So we're not going to do like a major reno to make the upstairs layout how we want it if we decide that we're going to sell the house, move. So we'll see. It's probably not this year, basically, is the end of that, how that went. Brick House is back. Just have to somehow keep from using all of that sapele on something else. That's not going to be a problem. It won't be a problem to keep from using all that sapele on. That's the Macromona sideboard sapele. That stuff up there and that stuff up there. Said you're having fits with your editing software. What do you use? Well, see, that's the thing. I'm used to using iMovie. I've been using iMovie for all of my video editing purposes, both for this show and for work and everything else, for 10 years. But it's been giving me a little bit of problems just because I think I just need to update it. But I've been trying to talk myself into using DaVinci Resolve because it's a more powerful editing platform, and it's just a better piece of software. But my computer, I don't think, is really good enough to properly operate that software. And it's a whole new learning curve that I have to learn the software while I'm trying to edit, and I get frustrated really easily because it should be easier than this, because iMovie's easier than this. And it's like, I don't know. I just can't. I have some internal conflict about whether or not I should just stick with iMovie, just update iMovie, or just deinstall it and reinstall it. and just use what I'm comfortable with, or if I should just knuckle down and spend a ton of time with DaVinci to learn it properly, because it's not intuitive when you've been using something like iMovie for a decade. DaVinci is not an intuitive software. So, yeah. You're going to forget how to build things. No, I'm not. Because I'm still building things. It's just the videos aren't getting produced. The videos are getting recorded. Also, shut up. Turn this into a cooking channel if you keep it up. Don't make me turn this into a cooking channel. This green fake granite is pretty cool. This is not intuitive, but an afternoon with a good tutorial video from YouTube and you'll be up to speed. Yeah, I have had some suggestions about good tutorial videos. Jax at JND Creations uses DaVinci, and he pointed me to, I don't remember the guy's name, but he seems to know what he's doing, and he's got a ton of followers, and he explains things pretty well. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly like the cooking ones you did. I only ever did one cooking one. Resolve could do so much more than iMovie, and you don't have to learn everything at once. Add a new thing every video. Yeah. How about a Monday shop tour? Would love to see the shop. What the shop looks like on a Monday night. It's kind of a gong show mess over there, but I mean, we could do a quick spin around. It wouldn't take very long. It's not that exciting right now because you can't really see a big chunk of it. Well, okay. There's the door to the shop over there. Let's do a quick spin around. There's the back wall with the lathe and lumber storage, table saw, workbench, saw cabinet. Oh, that's dartboard cabinet and PPE cabinet over there. This saw cabinet, plain wall, random tools. Jointer is back here behind these. There's a stack of buckets that I'm not talking about right now. Over there's a bunch of empty beer boxes with beer cans in them. See, this is where it starts to get a mess. And here's the oscillating spindle sander with a bunch of stuff on it. Drill press with a bunch of stuff on it. Cabinet with bits, and that's where I keep my drills. There's the bandsaw. There's the sharpening station, and we're back to the lathe. The garage of an alcoholic. Yeah. It's functioning alcoholic. Quick shop tour. Damn, that's a lot of beer. Maybe they could sponsor you. I should probably send them a message. But it's also like I take my beer cans back like twice a year or something. Thank you. You're welcome. This is like the most terrible like quick hit shop tour ever, but what's in the liquor cabinet? Actually, I don't know if there's anything in the liquor cabinet right now. I don't think there is in the whiskey cabinet. Pretty sure that there isn't anything in there right now. Did I fix the stool yet? Nope. How often do I do an extreme clean of the shop? Well, okay, there's three types of shop clean. There's get things back to functional, which I do every 3 weeks. Once a month. It's sort of like a reset. Like, let's get everything put back to where it belongs. There's the deep clean, where it's the reset and cleaning out the table saw cabinet and getting the shop vac down into the nooks and crannies of like behind the lathe. And it's like one step past a reset. And then there's like the deep clean where like things actually get taken down and the leaf blower comes out, the garage door goes up and the leaf blower comes out and you get everything. And that's annually, maybe. I haven't done that one yet in this year. It was around this time last year, I think, that the last one of those happened. So yeah, that's an annual thing. So not so functional. Shut up. Looks like you need one. No, I need a reset. I need like level 1. I need a level 1. The reset, and it's mainly just that area over there where it's like stuff, just because it's a surface that doesn't get like surfaces, in fact, that don't really get used that frequently. That's just where stuff gets put, because I need my workbench or my table saw. So it's like, okay, let's just get it off of the surfaces I need, and it just lumps over there. And then eventually I can't at all use over there, because I'll like, oh, I need the spindle sander. I'll just move everything back to the workbench so that I can use the spindle sander real quick, and then I'll put it back. It's right now, it's at the point where I need that level 1 reset clean. Beer. But it's not that bad. I mean, my workbench is clear. My table saw is clear, other than the guitar that's on it. And some bowl blanks. But the bowl blanks, I just need to like get them into the bowl blank cabinet. Garage is still cleaner than mine. Yeah, it's really not that bad. It's just, like I said, it's just that one area. And my old planer is going Wednesday this week. And so that'll help that area a lot. Can someone help me regarding dust collection? You know that this guy can't. I know a lot of the theory behind dust collection, but I'm not a good example of it. Loud noises. Yeah, the shop vac and annual leaf blower is the extent of my dust collection. I've got like a 1 horsepower dust collector, 4-inch dealy thing. But for the longest time, I couldn't use it at the same time as a tool was running, because I only had 1 circuit. And now that I have multiple circuits, it's kind of just inconvenient, because it's back in that corner on the other side of the planer that needs to get out of here. Do I think my lathe is powerful enough? It's powerful enough for anything I've ever asked it to do. I guess is an answer. I think I might notice that it's not very powerful if I ever used the outboard side with the extension thing outboard and did like a 16-inch bowl. I would probably notice that it didn't have enough power to do that properly. It never bogs out. Well, yeah, I suppose. But never like, oh, I can't do what I'm trying to do. It's like, okay, first of all, you're not sharp enough. Idiot. Like, sharpen your tools. Because usually when it bogs out, it's because I'm trying to make a heavy cut when my tool is not sharp. and it's probably a big piece, and I'm probably on the middle gear that doesn't have as much torque. It's always been my fault when it's bogged down. Let's put it that way. Same with the table saw, the 1 3/4 horsepower rigid hybrid table saw. It's like the only time it's ever bogged down is when I'm doing something that I shouldn't be trying to make it do. I would like to have a Laguna 1836, but $3,000 is a little bit out of the question. Yeah, well, we would all like bigger, better tools. But yeah, you make that argument to yourself whether it's worth the investment or whether it's not at any given time. The Laguna variable speed has a circuit to maintain RPM when under a load. Okay. I believe you. Like I said, but I've stopped it dead with like too big a cut with a dull tool, and the higher the gear, the faster it can spin, but the less torque it has. So I'm sure in the middle gear, there's been a couple of times where I've been going a little bit too hard, and it's just been like, you know. Paul's got a Supermax 1938 drum sander. Yeah, beauty. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's what. Let's say. Yeah, but he's not talking about a drum sander. He's talking about a lathe. Think. Am I the confused one? Are you guys confused? Is there 3 different conversations happening at the same time? And it's happening in layers, and I can't follow along? Bought most of my tools when I work part-time at Rockler, so you get employee discounts. There you go. That's what I should do. I should go get a one day a week job at the local tool shop, buy a bunch of stuff at a discount, and then quit. I'm not a huge fan of the Laguna motor control on your 1216. Very slow to react. Really? Like when you turn the dial, you don't find it slows down and speeds up quickly enough? Because I have that's not been a thing that I've noticed. The same lathe and same opinion on the power. There, yeah, okay. So on Amazon, Rikon has a job site table saw with 2 horsepower. Really? A job site table saw with 2 horsepower. I don't know that I'd want 2 horsepower in a job site table saw. Don't know. Love my Laguna. My old lathe has a Penn State variable motor on it, and it was iffy. Yeah, I mean, it's also about what you're used to too. Because like when I upgraded to the 1216, I was upgrading from the Mastercraft benchtop. I don't even know if you had to put a number on it, it would be like a 914 or something like that. And yeah, it was a night and day difference. Let's put it. I'm probably happier with my 1216 because I started out with such a little crappy garbage lathe. If it would have been my first ever lathe, I might be more inclined to be like, oh, this actually isn't that good. I don't know. My old job site saw said it was 2 horsepower and it was scary. Yeah, see, I don't think I would want a 2 horsepower motor on a job site table saw. Yeah, 1 3/4 on my like almost cabinet table saw. And so another 1/4 horsepower on a job site saw above this, I don't know about that. Not sure that I would go with that. That sounds wrong to me. But who can say? Maybe it's awesome. With a 40/40 grind on a 3/4 inch gouge, I can make my 1836 beg for mercy if it's on the high-speed pulley. There, see, yeah, that's the difference, is which gear is it in. On the high-speed pulley, I could probably stop a bowl with my hand. I don't know that I'm going to try that, but it does not have a lot of torque. Soft start takes a while, which sucks for hollow forms where you stop the lathe. Oh, yes. Okay. Now I see what you're talking about. The soft start does take a second to spin up. Just got a SawStop 1.5 professional cabinet saw and you love it. Well, la-ti-da, Mr. Doolin Photography. I got a cabinet SawStop. That's awesome, man. Good for you. Like one day I'll get the SawStop cabinet saw. I didn't know they made a 1.5 cabinet saw though. I thought their lowest cabinet saw was 3 horsepower. I rip cut through some 3.5 inch maple yesterday with your saw. Didn't even offer to bog. Yeah, see, I would certainly bog down with 3.5 inch maple going over my. But I would just get it to approximate size. I would rip it to almost the right size on my bandsaw first, and then just clean it up with a skim cut on the table saw if I needed to be doing 3.5 inch maple. How do you do 3.5? Do 3.5 inch saw cut with a 10-inch blade? I don't know if I would even do that. Doesn't have to be 3-phase to get 3 horsepower. No, you can run 3 horsepower. You could run a. I don't even think their 5 horsepower saw takes 3-phase power. It takes 220. Let me scroll back, make sure I know what we're talking about. I think so. I think I'm up to date. Contractor job site and cabinet at 1.5, but up to 7 horsepower on the professional. I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know they made a 1.5 cabinet. I thought they started at 3. I knew they had the job site and the contractor, but I thought their lowest cabinet saw was 3. But I was wrong. You can get the 5 horsepower in 3-phase, but you don't have to. Yeah. That's what the high school has. They have the 5 horsepower 3-phase. It's nice. I've never actually made a cut on it, but I've stood beside it. And it's an impressive piece of equipment. I don't know. I'm having fun just talking. Maybe we won't make anything tonight. Maybe we can just talk tools all night long. We are owed a short show this week because, damn, last week was nuts. Hey, some of you weren't here for last week. Let me go get it. It's just inside the door. It was just inside the door. I moved it because I thought it was going to get knocked off what it was sitting on. But for those of you that didn't see last week's shows, plural, we made this walnut cherry sort of holy hand grenade looking thing. I did, for those of you who were here last week, I did lightly sand just the outside of this because it was too tight. But it still pops. And yeah, so that was what took so long last week. We started it on Monday. We finished it on Tuesday. And Tuesday was a 3-hour long show. So this was a 5-hour 5 hours worth of live show to do that. But it was like, I still think it's the nicest thing I've ever turned. I don't know what it's going to be used for though, because it doesn't, a candy dish would need to have a less good fitting lid, because you want to be able to just like, you want to be able to take the lid off just by, you don't want to have to hold the bottom to pull the lid off your candy dish. So I'm not sure what this is for. But it is very cool, and I'm happy that I made it. Doctor said I could use your guitar playing show instead of anesthesia for your surgery next week. Sweet. Just tell them, send them the link to one of the shows where I played guitar. I don't know, the Tragically Hip concert night might work. Or better yet, one of the shows where like people are just throwing out songs and bands and stuff at me and I'm trying to figure it out on the fly. One of those shows might work. I don't have access to a laptop anymore. This is one of the downfalls of leaving both of the last two, well, leaving the last job that I left. Because when I went from 2 jobs ago to last job, I still had access to a laptop. Now I don't anymore. So I can't do like, without bringing my whole computer out to the shop, I don't have access to like, let's look up the lyrics. Pop fit lids are only impressive to other turners and woodworkers. This is exactly right. It's not that functional because you can't open it with one hand when it's a really good fit. The one where I accidentally played Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yes. It was a good one where I was going to play. I don't remember. I don't remember what became Breakfast at Tiffany's. I think it was Scared. Tragically Hip, Scared, turned into Breakfast at Tiffany's. Oh, I got extremely lucky and found that saw stop used from a guy who didn't know what he had. Got him down to $1,500. Yeah, there you go. Just shows you never know what you'll find online if you keep looking. Like the bandsaw that I almost got, that I totally didn't need, and looking back on it, I'm glad I didn't. But it was like an old school, like old iron 30-inch wheel bandsaw that I think it was like 9 feet tall. Like I could have fit it in here, but not easily, and I would have had to definitely rearrange some things. But I think dude wanted a grand for it, and it was like, it was slick. And I sent it to Tyler Peterson down in Comox because it was down there. I was like, dude, I'm almost thinking about pulling the trigger on this. Like, but I just want somebody I know to own this. Like, do you need a bandsaw? Because one of us needs to buy this. And he didn't. And then I finally messaged the guy. I was like, okay, I'd like to come take a look at it. And he was like, oh, it just sold yesterday. I was like, does anyone know if there's a way to use Marketplace without having Facebook? I don't think so. I think you need to have a Facebook profile in order to access Facebook Marketplace. But you don't have to use Facebook. Like, I keep telling people, like, I know Facebook sucks, but it only sucks because you're using it wrong. You can make a profile and only use it to do fun, cool things, like use Marketplace and join woodworking groups. You don't have to have a crap ton of friends and sign up for all the news sources and stuff. You have 3 friends on there and you use it to buy stuff off Marketplace and join the woodworking group that is full of really nice people who want to help each other. Who's this tragically hip group? I hope you're joking. You might not be. They didn't get huge outside of Canada. They are the quintessential Canadian band. If you're actually asking. You just look them up and listen for a bit. You're probably not going to get most of what they're talking about, though, because they're telling like stories of Canadiana. Like, where do you live? Wait, is that for me? I live in Campbell River on Vancouver Island off the coast of British Columbia, Canada. About 30-ish thousand people. Ferry ride from Vancouver and then a couple hours north. Might be the largest city. It might be the most easternly city in Canada based on the curve of the island. I don't know, Port Alberni is probably technically a city. We're probably the second most western city in Canada. Gotta go back in a bit. All right, later. We'll probably still be here. Where are my Australians at? They haven't been here for a couple weeks. I remember I'm the one who first started coming on here and you were doing a concert. I asked for a couple of country songs. Yep, I do. I will always remember that. You said something along the lines of like, am I the only hick who watches this show? And I said, no, you're not alone. People ask for country songs all the time. I just don't play them. Because fuck that. Because I grew up in Saskatchewan, surrounded by country music. And I got my fill early in life. Beer. Yeah, we're owed a short show. Did 5 hours of show last week. Let's not do another 2 hours of show. I know that Watermelon Walk song. See, I don't even know what that means. Where are you from, Mick? I like to hear where new people are from, and I try to keep track. Sometimes I get it wrong, but did you say you're wearing shorts on the show? Yeah, I wear shorts on every show. Oh no, I said we deserve a short show. Because last week was Southeast Michigan. Oh, I think you might have said Michigan. No, you didn't say Michigan. That was damn, another guy. Yeah, a lot of Michiganites, Michigers, Michiganites, Michiganians. This is another one. I had this trouble with Ohio. I think I settled on Ohioite for them. Michiganians. Michiganders? Really? You throw a D in there? Just Michiganders? Michiganian, Michiganite. I like Michiganite. I guess Michiganders is what they call themselves. You should do like Halifax does. They're like Halifax people are Haligonians. You should do that with Michigan. You're like, instead of Michiganders, you should be like Michigoobs or something. Like, no, that would be terrible. Don't call yourself Michigoobs. Michographers. Oh, that sounds like you study Michigan. A michographer would be like someone who graphs Michigan. Would be a michographer. Okay, well, I guess that's why you settled on Michiganders, because that's the one that works the best. Michiganian. I like Michiganian. Or Michiganite. Or you could be like Moose. You could be like Moose, where the plural is Moose. People from Michigan could just be Michigans. Why not? Why not just be Michigans? Just arriving. Is there a wooden thing being built or just deep thoughts night? We haven't decided yet. Might turn this red Mallee Burl maple leaf pen. Might not. Michigonian. Yeah, Michigonian's good too. It's deep thoughts night. Yeah, or shallow thoughts night. It's just stream of consciousness night, maybe. We were talking about the whales a little while ago that was just driving by up the highway. They weren't driving up the highway, but they were driving up their highway. Narrator. There was not wooden things made that night. There might be. It's just a maple leaf. It's only a 1-tour. I did threaten them with music. Edmonton, Colorado tied 1-1 in game 4. I'm not invested. I am an Oilers fan, but I never trust them. And I'm not optimistic. Connor McDavid is a hell of a hockey player. The Edmonton Oilers are a pretty good hockey team with a lot of good hockey players on it. But there's something about the Edmonton Oilers. It's every team that I cheer for in every sport. You just cannot have confidence in them. The Arizona Cardinals started 7-1 last year. Don't get your hopes up. Saskatchewan Roughriders, don't get your hopes up. The Edmonton Oilers, The Oregon Ducks? Nope. Preseason rank is always like, oh, maybe this is the year for the Ducks to... Nope, it's not. Oh, I don't think Mick wants us to talk about sports. Not a sports guy, Mick. It's okay. It usually doesn't last too long. We usually talk about sports for like a little bit for no reason, and then we move on. Could not live there in the winter, no thanks, too cold. Where? Here? It's not cold here at all in the winter. I don't mind. I just don't pay attention to any sports. Okay, fair enough. Can I yes, you can absolutely. Everybody is always allowed to propose a random hypothetical question. Just Lily doesn't have like a monopoly on the hypothetical question. Bennett showed up and wants to know what kind of pen we're making. If we make a pen, you'll notice in the title that it says maybe. It'll be this red Mallee Burl maple leaf pen. I have either the gunmetal and chrome click version of the maple leaf or the black chrome twist version of the maple leaf. Assuming that this actually doesn't explode on me, which it might, because it was kind of a gappy drilling job. So where's my hypothetical question, Eric? Maybe still typing. Is the only self-professed hick here? No, you're not. We already established that Bennett is kind of hick-like. If NASCAR had an event in Canada, where would it be? Well, it would be in Alberta. It would be in Calgary. Not here for long tonight, just popping in to say hi to all the wooden peeps. And you, I guess. All right. Hi, Marv. Yeah, there's a 0% chance that if NASCAR came to Canada for a race, that it wouldn't be somewhere around Calgary. Probably be in Leduc. Oh, that's north of Edmonton. It would be in Olds. If NASCAR had an event in Canada, where in Alberta would it be? That's a more accurate question. It would be just outside Calgary. It would, actually, you know what? It would probably be in Red Deer. Because then they would be able to pull from Calgary and Edmonton. More people would come from Calgary than Edmonton. You know what? No, people would come all the way. People from north would come all the way to Calgary for NASCAR if they were going to come. It would be around Calgary. Because then they could pull from up south of like Lethbridge, Brooks area as well. Well, you might as well have it in Brooks. Because, I mean, at least it's not going to, all the exhaust from the cars isn't going to make the place smell any worse. It'll be the Maple Leaf 500. I will just watch them turn left all day. It'd be great. Since Calgary has the rodeo, they would be an obvious choice. Yeah. I'm not much into watching a bunch of guys drive fast and turn left. See? Applause on my team. It's good. I wouldn't say I got into it, but I learned to appreciate it a little bit when I was working at a sports bar as a bartender, and it was on every whatever day of the week that is. Saturday, maybe. And it's like you start to appreciate like the nuances of the game. The same with baseball. I mean, baseball's pretty fucking boring too, but like watching guys turn left and then like hit each other and spin out, whatever. Okay, I learned to appreciate it a little bit more when I was watching it at the bar with people who appreciated it because I was bartending and it was on. So, but no, not for me. I like those races where they put the NASCARs on the Indy style track. See, at least they're turning left and right then, right? Funny story. All right, we're gonna auction off. There's a couple of NASCAR fans. We're gonna do an auction tonight. Hold on, I've got some things I'm trying to get rid of. Because I'm a huge nerd, and I used to be a much bigger sports fan than I am now. And I like action figures. So when I saw these guys, do you know where I got these? Because I don't even remember where I got these. Did I get them from you? I have no idea where I got these. I've got a Casey Kahn. Did I get them from you? Did you just give them to me and now I'm trying to sell them? Or did I trade? Were these part of the trade for the Green Goblin and the Punisher? Or was this a different thing? Because I remember trading you the Punisher guy for the Green Goblin bobblehead and were these guys included in that? Casey Kane? And I got a Kevin Harvick. Pennzoil. This guy's all about Pennzoil. This guy's all about, I don't know who that is. K somebody is sponsoring Casey Kane. Basically what I'm asking is, does anybody want to buy these? Casey Kane and Kevin Harvick action figures? Probably not. I don't know. I have no idea why I have those. I got them from Bennett for some reason. He was probably just like, take this garbage out of my house. And I was like, cool, action figures. Or maybe it was part of the Punisher for Green Goblin trade. Oilers just went up 2-1. I'm going to say it was Leon Draisaitl. If you had an unopened Captain Kirk, I would be interested. No, wait. I have an unopened. Hold on. Hold on, Kapla. All right. All right. I lied. I have a Captain Kirk. This is the guy who earlier this year found 2 guitars he had started to build. It's just true. This is true. I actually have a Captain Kirk. I have a Spock. Who else do I have in there? I have a Chekhov in there. I think I have Nero. I don't know who Nero is. That's hilarious. Yeah, I've got about 6 or 7 of these guys. Should be putting those up on eBay. I know. It's just another one of those things that, like, you gotta do in order for it to be done. It doesn't just happen. Like, it doesn't show up on eBay because you want it to. You actually have to do it. Oilers up 3 now on a power play. Sweet. Okay, so that was probably Connor McDavid. Bet you 1,000 Federation credits that you won't sell them here. Yeah. Well, first of all, you don't even have 1,000 Federation credits. McDavid. See? Told you. Was it Draisaitl the time before that? I think it was. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I guess I'll get them up on. Oh, but such a huge hassle when you have as many as I do that you want to try and sell. It's just a huge hassle to get them up on eBay. I mean, unless I do like all the Star Trek guys as a lot, I probably should do that. But I can't do all like 54 of my NFL guys as a lot. Because nobody's going to pay $1,000 plus 140 shipping for a box of football guys. Are they? Yes, they will. Really? You think? It's a huge box of dudes. It could be like mailing a fridge. I have a lot of action figures, and most of them, I don't know if most of them are still like new in box, but the ones that I would be selling would all be new in box. Well, Witzel says they will too. Maybe I will. Do I watch Blacktail Studio? That doesn't sound familiar. I'm trying to remember the name of the dude that Jack sent me, and I subscribed to him. Kind of a nerdy looking dude with glasses that does DaVinci Resolve tutorials. He seems good. Seems to know what he's talking about. I just... do I have a Marshawn Lynch? I don't think so. I could go look at my list. They make some really nice tables. Oh, okay. It's a furniture maker guy. Never mind. I thought we were. I don't know. For some reason, when I heard studio, I thought we were talking about video editing guys. I don't think I have a Marshawn Lynch, but I do have like 54 different football guys. Do I have an Emmitt Smith or a Fred Taylor? I might have an Emmitt Smith. That sounds familiar. If I have a Marshawn Lynch, you want it? I'll have a look after the show. I don't think I do, though. I think if I have a Marshawn Lynch, it would be a Marshawn Lynch college edition. I'll go check. It's not that difficult for me to check. All right, no on Marshawn Lynch, yes on Emmitt Smith. He's getting his steps in tonight. Yeah. All right, later, Bennett. Enjoy checking to see if you have stuff. That's what it's turned into. It's fun. We're having fun. Beer time. Probably not going to turn. Hour 13 in the show and we haven't started turning. And we're supposed to do a short one to make up for the 2 marathon show last week. So we'll just hang out. No turning, no guitaring. Bevies and hangout. Anybody else want to ask me if I have a particular football player? I go check. If I don't happen to know. I have a lot of football players. So what is this? Parents bought a box of Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time action figures. And eBay, they're listed for $440. That a guy? See, but that's the Zelda guys would be the kind that I would just keep. Like, I'm gonna keep all my Lord of the Rings guys, and I'm gonna keep my Hellboy guys. I'm gonna keep Lammy and Richie Sambora, and who else do I have that I'm for sure gonna keep? Probably my Futurama guys and my Marvel guys. Do I have a Tom Brady? I don't think so. I just looked at the list and I don't think so, but hold on. The answer to the Tom Brady question is both yes and no. Because no, I don't have a Tom Brady new in box in my, like, I'm going to sell these. But I know for a fact that I do have a Tom Brady that's, like, out on his stand, like, doing the thing that he's about to throw somewhere in the house. It's Joe Montana. I should just bring the list out. If you have Tom Brady, you could cover him in resin and turn it. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. I think I have both Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Because they would probably be in the Legends series. I like going to look, though, Eric. It's fun. Unfortunately, they are in, like, giant totes because they're going to go up in the attic until I decide how I'm selling them. So we bought some big totes to put them up in the attic. And so the list of guys is on the lid of the totes. Waiting to go in the attic. That's what I should do, is I should just fire him in the attic and wait a decade. Till, like, most of who I have is in the Hall of Fame. And dead. And then I can sell them for a ton of money. So the garage, the shop, half the house is turned items, the other half is action figures. It's an exaggeration, but I don't have that many turned things. Most of my turned things are for sale down at the Crow's Nest, or I've already sold on the Etsy store. I don't actually have that many turned things in the house. The heat will damage them if you store them in the attic. Well, where the hell you want me to put them, Paul? I'm not going to pay for a storage unit for them. That would defeat the purpose of waiting for them to try and appreciate in value. I'm not a fan of Tom Brady, but it's a shame that package is open. It would be worth a mint one day. Well, that's true, but he was the only, at the time, he was the only dude that I actually wanted to take out and put on display. That I had at the time. It was like, he was probably one of my first NFL McFarlane action figure guys. And I didn't know that I was going to be leaving them in boxes and, like, wallpapering the room with the boxes of action figures. I thought I was going to have them out and on display. So I did that with him. Maybe not worth so much since everybody thought that and got his dolls. Yeah, who knows? But I mean, I've got some of the, like, there were only a couple hundred of these ones made in this particular jersey edition of the guys, which is pretty cool. A hermetically sealed, temperature controlled room, and then suck all the atmosphere from it. Yes, that's what I will do, because that is a good use of resources. To create a room that's hermetically sealed to keep my action figures in pristine condition seems like a good use of resources. See, the number of viewers is lying to me again. I'm sure it is. Because there's more than 6 of you talking, and it's telling me there's only 6 people watching. I'm having a conversation with more than 6 people right now. Now we're talking. I want to know whose jerseys you have. No, I was talking about the jerseys on the action figures. Like, some of them, they do like an alternate jersey limited edition guy. But I do have a few jerseys as well. I don't have a jersey collection like I have an action figure collection, but I don't know, and who's you willing to sell? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to sell any of the jerseys that I... Do you want... Nope. I actually don't want to sell any of my jerseys. Nope. I was thinking that I might, but I actually want them all. I don't have anybody. I don't have a jersey that I don't want to have. Well, do you want a Matt Leinart Arizona Cardinals jersey? Because I don't really need that. Because I have Larry Fitzgerald. And why would you need a Matt Leinart if you have a Larry Fitzgerald? No. See, exactly. Exactly. No, my jersey collection is not. I have a lot of Edmonton Oilers jerseys, and I have a couple of Cardinals jerseys. Obviously, I have a Minnesota Vikings jersey that I don't remember who's on the back of it. I have Tennessee Titans jersey, Eddie George, but it's all old and faded because I wore it like a shirt for a lot of years. I have a Marcus Mariota Oregon Ducks jersey. Trying to remember. When I worked at the sports pub, there were often like jersey giveaways on like Monday Night Football night, and I would win once in a while. Are they hockey jerseys or sweaters? I don't understand. Hockey jerseys. Now we're talking. Eddie George is a former Buckeye. Yeah, but like I said, I wore the hell out of it. I might actually not still own it because I might have gotten washed so many times that it completely disintegrated. Probably the first ever football jersey that I ever owned. Have you listened to Saskadelphia yet? No, I'm letting it build up in anticipation. I'm letting it to continue to raise in anticipation value so that it's worse, so that it's even worse when I listen to it. I just haven't gotten a chance to sit down and listen to a record. All of the time that I would have to spend listening to a record in my living room is better used elsewhere. I have a signed race suit from when Bobby Labonte won the championship with a matching helmet. That sounds great. Brother has a USFL football from a Jack's Tampa game signed by Steve Spurrier. Hey, that's kind of neat. Yeah, I was told hockey players don't wear jerseys, they wear sweaters. Maybe that's what whoever you were talking to calls them. But, I mean, yeah, it is a slang term for a hockey jersey. But hockey players call them jerseys. Surprised there's not more Tyrod Taylor jerseys out in the world. Wasn't he that Buckeye that got nailed for like selling jerseys? Who was that kid? I might have gotten my names mixed up. There's an Ohio State kid a few years ago that was supposed to go high in the draft, and he got in big trouble for selling jerseys or something. He was making money off of his likeness or something, and the NCAA didn't appreciate that. I'm guessing Eric knows who I'm talking about, being the big Buckeyes fan. Haven't been to Spurrier's restaurant yet. Can't afford that level of food. Does Spurrier have like a super high-end restaurant in Florida? Waltrip worked for Interstate Batteries for 17 years, so he has a ton of NASCAR stuff. You worked for like a whole ton of people. Is the NCAA PlayStation game free, or who makes money off their likenesses there? The NCAA does. The NCAA owns their likenesses until they are like out of the NCAA. Or their universities via the NCAA licensing. I imagine each university gets a cut of the NCAA football games sales, but it can't go to the player until they're a professional. They can't make money off of it's yeah. I'm not going to get into the corruptness of college university sports system in the States. One more beer, and then I think we're just going to call it, because now we're not even talking about making stuff anymore. Mango is super light. Did not expect that. The local university football team here made CBC.ca news over the weekend due to something along these lines. Yeah, probably. CIS is the same way. Terrell Pryor. That was him. That was him. Colorado just scored. I don't want to hear about Colorado scoring. I only want to hear if the Oilers score. But honestly, I have no confidence in them at all. So I didn't anywhere along the way either. So NCAA now allows college players to make money with that new NIL thing. What's the NIL? What does that stand for? I don't keep up that closely. I just know for years that like it was a bunch of nonsense. That the rich millionaires and billionaires kept making money off these poor athletes that they were making money off of, and they couldn't get any money until they got drafted. Name, image, likeness. Okay, cool. Sweet. That's good. Because they've been professional football players. They've been professional football players since they were in high school, as far as I'm concerned. and you're making money off of them, they should be making some of that. Let's talk about making stuff. Look at my nice thing that I made last week, everybody. But I still have to decide what I'm going to do with. It looks like it should be an urn for a pet. Like, it looks like this should be a final resting place for someone's beloved pet. I don't have a beloved pet. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I might end up giving it away. If it was big enough to hold a human worth of ashes, I would give it to my buddy Derek. Because his dad is like in a Ziploc bag on his mantle. But I don't think that a human worth of ashes can fit in there. It would need a tighter sealing lid to be a pet urn. But you just glue it shut. Like, you'd never need to open it again once the pet's in there. Make another one and tell your wife I've made our urns. She's already seen that one, so I don't know if that would work as a joke, but you think people will fit in here? You think a person would fit in here? But isn't it like a canister? Like a sealed canister? I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. Because I thought urns for people like had to fit the canister of person in it. Well, I guess you could open it and dump it in. Well, this got grim now. Yeah, just pour in as much as you can fit in there and just chuck the rest of it. My mom's ashes came in a plastic bag in a cardboard box. Okay. Well, I mean, in one way, my face went, but in one way, like, what does it fucking matter? Like, it's a sentimental pile of burned person. Like, it's not them. Let's move on to other more brightly colored emotional things. What should we do next week? Let's take a poll with the last people who have stuck around. Let's take a poll for next week. We can do one of these pens. We can do one of these pens that I did the poll for this week. Or we can do a small bowl. Or we can do a bottle stopper. I want to say I could try one of the new products that I've got that I've never tried before, but that would involve finding time to prep a blank, and I don't know if that's going to happen. So, the pencil set. I don't have any pencil sets. I guess it's like pen pencil kit would work. I could stabilize that. If I had a pen pencil kit, like, but I don't. I have different kinds of pens, no pencils. But I do have, let's see, in terms of new stuff, I have pizza cutters, I think. I have coffee scoops. I have darts. I have pepper grinders. I've got the little top things for a pepper grinder. I've got some various things, but I would have to prep blanks for all of those things. And I don't know if this week is the right week for that, because I have tomorrow off, but I have a couple of meetings. And then on Wednesday, I'm off, but it's World Oceans Day, and I'm doing a contract for an art workshop down on the beach. So Wednesday, I'm getting my planer down to Courtney to get it out of my shop. So Wednesday's basically a write-off. The shell blank. Oh, the Paul Waldrop, the sea critters? Or the walnut shells in the acrylic. I might be able to get that prepped. I might have enough time to get that prepped for a pen. Be cool to do a pepper grinder. Yeah, I don't know that I want to do my first pepper grinder live on the show, though. It feels like my first pepper grinder should be like a recorded and edited video. Shallow square bowl. I've never done a square bowl. Maybe that's another one that I think maybe like trying my first square bowl should be like a YouTube video as opposed to a live show. Like, I hate thinking in these terms, in terms of like revenue and stuff, but it's just the reality of the situation. If I do like making my first square bowl on YouTube as an edited project video, I might make $7. If I do it on the live show, I might make 17 cents. My biggest live show ever in the first week of viewership was last Tuesday's show. In the first week that it was out, I got 500 views on it, which for like a live show in its first week is really good for me. 500 people watched that show. My approximate revenue, according to YouTube, for that show is 22 cents. So that, I think Paul fired me a super chat that show, so it made money. But 22 cents worth of Google AdSense revenue for my most watched live show ever. $300 more people and you could have got a whole quarter. Yeah, right? So when it's like, should I do it on a live show or should I do an edited project video? These things have to come into consideration. Maybe once I do an edited project video of a pepper grinder, then I can do one on the live show for fun with you guys. we'll see. I don't know. I'll think about it between now and then. If I have some time to prep some blanks for something, we'll see. For now, it's an hour 41 into our short live show to make up for last week. So I will bid you adieu. Would like to see a pepper grinder at some point. There will certainly be pepper grinders at some point. There will be coffee scoops at some point. There will be darts at some point. There will be pizza cutters at some point, because I have all that stuff. It's just, I think, making my first insert project is a better thing to do as an edited video. It's all about the algorithms, isn't it? It's not all about the algorithms. It's about the revenue contributions to the bank account to try and possibly somehow make this worth my effort financially. Not everything's about the financial payoffs, but realistically, 22 cents or $7. $7 is like 40,000% more than 22 cents. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. I will let you know if I have any questions on the device. Maybe we'll do a quick, like, I don't know, Facebook Live Messenger chat or something while I'm trying to install it on the miter gauge or something. I think I installed it on a miter gauge. I don't know. I'll look at it again. And if I have any questions, we'll figure it out together. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next week. Probably Monday again next week. We'll do Monday for a bit and see if it works for people. And if it doesn't, we'll go to Tuesday and see if that works for people. And if neither of them work for people, we'll just stop doing the show. No, we won't. That was a lie. That last part, that was a lie.